Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready. I just had to get it out.
Right, we're recording. AL1, Japan, first appeal.
Japan?
USA, sorry, not Japan.
Wow, my world. Oh, wow.
It's Ralcon and Lee, I think?
Turn 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine's is just a general turn 1, I just thought it should have been the first thing up.
Well, it's turn 2 technically, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Turn 1.
Well, it's gone down the hill and going into turn...
It's right on the apex of turn 1, isn't it?
Oh, I'm looking at the second video, that's why.
You're on Ralcon.
Yeah, I was looking at the second video, never mind.
Oh, right.
So the Ferrari gets spun around. Mr. Flash.
Force India. Oh. Ah, you're losing me now. What video are we on?
The very top
He's on the
video.
top one.
Yeah. Like...
Yes, Mr. Flash, he
Just
was on pole.
Who gets spun around in all of that? Like, he doesn't cause anything.
Mr. Flash.
Spun around.
They are 4 wide going into the first corner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
And then they all kind of seem to meet in the apex.
It's difficult to tell from this angle, but it looks kind of like Ralcon. Is it Ralcon in the Force India? Yeah. It kind of looks like he chops the apex a little bit.
I'm sure I've browsed at the other videos. I'm sure there is a couple other point of views of this.
Which kind of just sandwiches
Yeah.
Lee and I'm assuming that's Locker in the Renault.
Glocky.
Glocky.
Locker, yeah. And then Flash gets caught up in it.
Yep. It's fine going up to that corner 4 wide, but you have to go round it 4 wide, not 1 wide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, none of them knew they were 4 wide. You just have to assume these things.
It's difficult to apportion blame to one specific person because there's 4 people that should have been better.
It's like 4 cars side by side, all trying to go to the same spot of the track.
I mean, Flash is definitely an innocent bystander. He takes the widest line and just kind of gets caught up.
I don't know. He does look like he turns in a bit sooner, which I think he actually hits the Renault before the other stuff happens.
I wouldn't say he's the cause of the collision, though. Like, of all the collisions.
No. I wouldn't say he's like completely innocent in it. He could have been wider.
If you look at the driver list, Mr. Flash is the lead car.
He definitely gets spun around by the Renault, I think.
Yeah, because the Renault gets sandwiched in between Lee and Flash.
Yeah, you can see the Renault kind of gets spun left, sort of, and then clips the back of Flash.
I think Lee's already gone into the Force India before the Renault puts some more into it.
But the Force India kind of chops... Oh, it's not exactly a dive bomb, but he definitely goes in deeper than everybody else and kind of cuts the track. And still goes out wide as well. Like, he goes all the way to the far apex.
Yeah, he's in narrow and out way wide.
Yeah, so he's probably not helping there. Like, on his way out, he doesn't actually hit anybody, but... I mean, it's difficult to say. If he wasn't there, Lee would have probably taken a tighter line. And then everybody.
It's like Lee is aiming for the apex. You would think he's a way to cut the Force India right out of it. I mean, I'm frozen on 23 seconds just before they get to the apex. They're about 2 white blocks away from it. And if you look at that, it's like there's two different things going on: the Force India and Lee, and the Renault and the Ferrari. It's like the two separate things. The bump with the Renault and the Ferrari forces the Renault tighter in towards Lee, who bumps with the Force India, who squeezes the Renault again. It's just like one thing after another after another. It just adds to it. They're all trying to take the apex, and 4 can't go into 1.
I just noticed the traffic jam that occurs at the end of it.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's mad. I was trying to get back through it, and there was still 4 or 5 cars at the end.
Yeah,
People
Flash
that
went
not
from
seen on
first to
entrance
last.
and then- I mean, I wouldn't say any one person is particularly to blame.
I mean, Flash looks like to get the worst of it, but if you look at like right at 24 seconds, he kind of doesn't. I mean, obviously, if people don't, know people are around, there's no reason for you to assume that you can't take the corner. But
I mean,
he kind of just pinches the Renault completely out too.
Yeah, but I think Glocky's been hit at that point already.
Yeah, I'm just meaning like maybe Flash just kind of cut down on him, and Glocky was already there, and it just happened to spin Flash at the end of the day.
I think Flash was pretty oblivious to it because he was on pole and he thought he got a good start, and he just wasn't expecting all those cars to be inside him.
Yeah.
But he certainly suffered for it because he went to the back.
Yeah. It's hard to put somebody completely at fault.
It's the first time there's been a big turn 1 pileup for a little while.
Yeah. AL1 guy's normally pretty clean.
Looking at that, I wouldn't assign him any of the blame.
Who, sorry?
Gluck has got his point of view, I think, 2 videos down, and from his point of view, I don't think.
I don't think looking at any video that Glocky will be at fault at all. I mean, just kind of got sandwiched from both sides.
If we're going to apportion blame to anybody, I'm leaning towards Ralcon. Just because if he cuts off the track and, diagonals across. I know the diagonal itself didn't really do anything. But the fact that he dived up there, bumped into Lee, which bumped into Glocky, which then spun round Flash.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with it, but we'll come back to it if you want and go through the drivers' ones. Because you will see other points of view of it in here, I think.
We can, if you want, and come back to it at the end.
Well, the only other thing is Gluck is the only other one who's actually posted anything up.
Is he?
Any other point of view of lap 1 from the 4 people who were involved?
Would have been nice to see Lee's.
So it's just mine and Glocky's.
Yeah.
Flash did not get a good start.
No, I don't think he got a particularly good one. Lee and Ralcon obviously did, so did Glocky to an extent.
Yeah, looking at Glocky's, I don't think he did anything wrong. Don't think Flash did.
Right now I'm struggling to
See, I know Ralcon's going to say it's fine to go up the inside line, which it is, but he has to take a really tight turn. Well, he has to take a really tight turn around the apex, not do what he just did there.
Yeah,
he does have a tendency to run people wide on the exit.
Lee was on the apex. Like, that was his corner as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they are side by side, but in the braking phase, Lee's ahead on the outside. They both should have given each other more room. If Lee had taken a wider line, Ralcon wouldn't have had to chop as much.
And then I would have seen what Lee was doing. Hopefully the Ferrari would have as well. Probably not. until they all started turning in, they never knew each other was like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got bumped off there in Nail too, and I was on the very outside. I literally followed the white line around. Half me thinks 4 points for Ralcon, and half me thinks racing incident.
Don't know.
Because I wouldn't say he's entirely to blame.
Bad, I think I would easily say racing incident, but
I just don't think he's got any right to be that wide on the exit when there's 3 cars on the right of him.
That's true, but his exit didn't actually cause any issues.
Well, if he took a tight line, I don't think he would have hit Lee.
Well, if he'd have backed out of the corner, he wouldn't have hit Lee either, or if Lee had given him more room. Because, like, he's still kind of alongside him, and he goes for the apex still.
But as he's pushing Lee wide on the exit, Lee hits the Renault, which then hits Flash.
Yeah.
Which then caused a traffic jam.
Yeah.
Would have been handy to see Lee's, I think. Because I'm like, from obviously the first video alone, I'm not seeing any hit between Raikkonen and Lee. Obviously, I know that it's forced him to go wider. So that
the hit doesn't happen until they're actually on the apex, and I think that's what nudges Lee into.
Glocky just gets sandwiched between the two.
Yeah.
Everyone just gets pushed to the right.
yeah, Mr. Flash is turning left at the time, which you would be.
So what we're saying?
I'm L1, it's up to you guys.
I definitely think Ralcon's got a hand in it. I've not watched Glocky's point of view of it yet, but I'm thinking Glocky, you should have got out of that.
Show all that much.
I mean, he's totally going to get squashed between those two. He must have seen it coming.
Like, he doesn't even turn in to get the apex. He takes quite a wide entry. He's obviously aware there's a car on his left, and then it all just impacts him.
Yeah, he's waiting a bit before he turns in, but by then Flash has already turned in.
Yeah, before he's even committed to the turn properly, you can see Lee ahead of him. So he's aware he's there.
And he should have really known about Flash being on his right when they started the race, because Flash was on pole, so he's got to be there somewhere. I think the two culprits are Ralcon and Glocky, but I should go and watch Glocky's.
Yeah, watch Glocky's. He looks pretty innocent if you watch his, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I think by the time he can see Lee's car,
he's already braking.
Back out. Because he can see Lee's car, all of a sudden brake later on the left, so he's there, and then but already at that point Flash is turning left.
Flash is coming across the front of him.
Yeah.
Flash spins himself, right? I think.
Yeah, if Raikkonen was never part of that, I would look at like Flash being to blame, but because obviously, I don't know.
Well, yeah, right.
It's like
if Raikkonen hadn't have been there, Lee would have taken a tighter line, or at least I think he would have. Glocky would have had a clear run. Flash may or may not have hit Glocky, but either way, it'd have still been his own fault if he spun.
Well, yeah, my opinion's that Flash turned in too tight anyway. I would have just drifted out a bit wider, but that's just me, of course. But
I think I would have liked to have seen Flash's point of view.
What to see it turning.
The only thing I can remember afterwards, after the race, was him just going, "What the fuck happened in turn one?" Like, he just sounded clueless. Flash is a pretty clean driver, I would say. But
yeah,
I still think out of those two things, it's always looked like two incidents have caused it all. Flash and Glocky, and Ralcon going up the inside of Lee. And the two different things all happening together have caused the pile-up. I can understand why Glocky doesn't want to move over. He can see Lee no problem. But by then it's too late. Flash is turning in on him. He doesn't know where to go.
It's kind of like when you look at Glocky's point of view, it's almost like Flash has spun itself out.
Yeah.
it does, yeah.
And the thing with Ralcon and Lee doesn't even look like it was any big deal. It just looks like they've went up the inside 1-2.
But it's like you say, if Ralcon's exit was tighter, then everybody might have been shifting over a bit more, which would have just gave Flash a bit more room on the outside.
Again, can you trust a steward's video these days?
But you see sort of similar on Glocky's.
Yeah, that would be my argument too. It looks pretty much the same from Glocky's point of view. I mean, you just can't see the part of the inside that hits Lee drops to the inside of Lee.
Bearing in mind, like Ralcon is the left car of
Yeah.
4 wide.
It's Ralcon stopping Lee turning.
Yeah. That's like the catalyst to the entire thing.
Yeah.
Ralcon stopping Lee being able to turn, which is stopping Glocky from being able to turn, which might have or might not have avoided Flash turning. Who knows? Difficult one. But I don't think it's Glocky's fault looking at his own video, which is what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing is nobody else has put a defence up against it. Only Glocky.
Yep. I just think Lee and Ralcon will have been too interested in what was going on with them. And Flash, God, I really don't know, because he's caused it himself.
But yeah, mostly, I think. Because I've got to be honest, if I was Flash, I think I would have been looking around.
Yeah, wide around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think before the breaking, I think before the breaking point, I would have been looking back, and if I didn't see anybody, then I would have taken a wide entry, just because they're probably all to the inside of me because I had a bad start.
Like, if you look at previous real Grand Prix, whoever's on pole immediately moves over to the left to defend the inside, if that's what they plan to do.
Cover it off.
Because it's such an easy corner to overtake into.
The only other thing that makes me want to appoint the majority of the blame towards Ralcon is the fact that if Flash, Glocky and Lee had all got round there, side by side, Ralcon has gone to the other side of the track. So where would they have gone? Ralcon's completely blocked.
Into his gearbox, probably.
Yeah.
Because if Mr. Flash didn't turn into Glocky and didn't spin himself, he would be where Ralcon ends up, and I don't think it's right.
Yeah, Ralcon would have probably come across and bumped him off.
Yeah. So for that reason, I'm assigning the majority of the blame towards Ralcon.
Yeah, same here.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, I think without that, there wouldn't have been an accident. Without him getting to the inside, and then the way he took the corner.
I think the other three would have been able to get round.
Now, what are we saying? Because he didn't directly cause the incident with Flash. So is it causing a collision?
A race incident at turn 1, lap 1.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess he was the first domino to get knocked over.
Well, incident covers it all.
Yeah.
So it's 4 points on his license.
what he has or that is?
Go on.
Did you say he has 4 points or that is?
No,
4
he
points?
gets 4 points for it. Cool, so we agreed?
Yeah.
Right then. Next one is him and...
Lee.
No, he's-
yeah. Into turn 2.
Yeah, it's later in the race.
Yeah.
Not 24.
Is this lap 20 something?
24.
I'm looking at lap 2 because obviously
That too.
The second
Yeah.
video in appeals after after Orange's thing
Yeah.
is lap 24.
Yes, 24.
oh shit, what was I looking at?
The lap 2 one is like 4 down.
I think
Oh,
you,
yeah,
yeah, and I
sorry,
think you
my
went
bad,
under
my
the Glock you won for turn 1.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
This is the thing that goes along with Lee, his appeal. It's the same thing. And
Oh,
it's
it's
the
Lee's
one
footage
that
up as
I
well?
asked you guys if you wanted me to put my point of view up. But there wasn't really one to put up because they disappeared.
Is this
That's
the...
why I was asking Orange.
Yeah, it's the Lee desync thing, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
One
not
minute they
huge
were side by
desync, that's a
side
bit
on
of
my
lag.
screen, and then the next they were gone.
Like, that's not desync. They're both clearly aware that they're there. It's a bit of lag, granted. But it's not desync.
No.
And like,
Oh,
even if
other
there was
option.
no lag, if you look at 7 seconds on Lee's video, he'd have hit him anyway.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, Lee's is at the bottom.
Well, going by Lee's own video, it's him that clips his back wheel.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with racing. Well, not necessarily these racing games, but racing games in general. A lot of times there is a, I'm going to use the bad word, lag bubble. And if you get too close, that's what happens. And it seems like this game's been more prominent about having a lag bubble.
Lee brings it up nearly every week, though. He goes on about the glitches and the lag of the bubble, like you say, if you get too close to somebody.
Don't
And
get
he's
too
like,
close to somebody.
he's one of the ones that's fully aware of it, but
But
he's
don't
still
avoid
done
it.
it.
Yeah. I'm aware, but I'm just going to drive into the bubble. So,
I mean, I'll follow people to an extent, but I don't know. Mind you, I don't think that's really following. It's just he's clipped them. He's just got too close, and
yeah.
It does look like Ralcon's left in space though as well, and Ralcon's the lead
Yeah.
car at that time.
Yep.
But let's have a look.
They both got the same damage as well, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
For me, that's just causing a race incident, 2 points.
Yeah, I agree.
See, in Ralcons, it looks like there's actually less space on the inside, but Lee shows that there's easily enough space.
Yeah.
right. Shoot when you're finished typing, Mark.
Next.
Glocky lap 2.
Well, that were a bit of a dive bomb, wasn't it?
Ooh.
I mean, God.
To me, if you want my honest opinion, that's fair play
Like,
for what you did.
that was a
before.
silly dive bomb, and he was off track, but at the same time... Nah, to be fair, Superkit doesn't go off track. Glocky's trying to
No.
come back onto track when a car's there.
Yeah, and he's there.
Yeah, as soon as you know you're off the track,
You've got to
should
wait for the guy to
basically
go past.
You wait.
No further action from me.
Nope, same.
Who was it, Superkit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any other thoughts?
No, like standard racing to me. Sounds out broke, and yeah.
Glocky just should have watched his return attack.
Yeah, he was lucky he didn't get an unsafe return to track. Because if he'd have caused an accident, he'd have been at fault.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one? Glocky lap 32 Ralcon incident.
There's a lot going on in this race.
Oh.
Yeah, that were a bit of a dive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's not a place you really overtake as well. I mean, Glocky did leave the door open, granted, but that was silly.
Well, Glocky is just on the racing line.
Yeah.
Smacks into him and all.
There was no damage or anything, but...
No, but he smacks him off the track and then leaves him.
Yeah.
Which is a bit off.
Well, I kind of don't see as much wrong from Ralcon's side on there, because on Glocky's, yes, it's a brave move, but Glocky's got double reds on his left, and he's good for the apex. Maybe it's just me, but if I've got double reds on my left, and the apex is on the left, I'm not heading for it.
Yeah, true. I mean, I wouldn't have expected anybody to make a move there, but at the same time, I'd have given room on the outside. The inside, sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected anybody to make a move, but if they did, then I wouldn't turn into them.
Especially when they go double red.
Yeah, and I mean, at 9 seconds, you can clearly see from Glocky's point of view that Raikkonen is already like half of a car length ahead of him.
Yeah, before they even go into the braking zone and start turning in as such.
Yeah.
Like he's there.
Mm-hmm.
It probably just caught him really out that he was even attempting it.
Yeah.
It's fairly similar to the thing at Singapore that I had with was it Captain Rice who just dive bombed me like that. It was basically the same thing, wheel banging.
Yeah.
He has hit him off track though.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I
think
would.
I think he hit himself off track, in my opinion.
Three or four times Raikkonen did the same to me, whether I was trying to overtake him or whether he was trying to get past me. He'd make sure that there was no room on the exit of the corner. He did it in a fast right-hander and he did it in some slow corners. He just dives up the inside.
Well, that's fine, but then if you leave him the space and he crashes into you, that's a different appeal than this one, if you know what I mean. Like if Glocky would have given him the space and went down the outside and Ralcon drove into him, Glocky would have an appeal for Raikkonen.
Yeah, but he turned into the apex while Raikkonen is there too.
I mean, I personally think the issue is not that there was contact, it's more the fact that he didn't wait for him. Because if that had been me, I'd have been like, shit, hang about.
My bad.
Top of the hill,
Yeah.
or on the way down into the the left-hander. I'd have probably slowed up a bit to let them come back.
Yeah. I think that's the issue, and not actually what they did on the track. I was just waiting.
Causing an incident and not waiting. That used to be a 10-second penalty, but I think something got changed on it.
It's still written up as a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, because
Has there not been an additive put to it?
No, because remember, any additions I kind of merged into the right places. I like neatened it all up, so it was all correct.
Okay, so let me have a quick look at the screenshots then.
Well, I think
still got...
my opinion on that one, just so it's clear, is that it's racing instant, no further action, in my opinion. But if everybody else agrees, otherwise that's fine.
I think we asked the question too, like, what if someone runs you off the track at Japan? And I mean, technically, if you have the inside line, you... yeah, I think it was racer and ready most.
Yeah, that's different though. Like, there was no contact there. He just closed the door on him.
And yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to specify to Bloom.
Which he's entitled to do. Whereas this way, he kind of barged his way past. Yeah, okay, Glocky shouldn't have turned in. or he should have waited to the DRS because it was obvious he was going to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's slightly different as soon as there's a bit of contact.
Yeah.
Ten seconds doesn't make much difference to somebody that DNF'd anyway.
He DNF'd.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other option would be dangerous driving at 2 points, or a racing incident.
Yeah.
And I think
it's
dangerous
much the
driving
dangerous
is
driving.
a
I just
little
think that,
excessive for what it is.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
wish he just sort of went, like you say,
Waited 2
"Whoops,
corners.
sorry mate, through you go, catch up."
Yeah.
Because it is a pretty odd place to go, even though he
It's
does make
not
it.
an overtaking corner. In real
No,
life, they wouldn't do that because it could cause a massive accident.
Yeah.
Unless the driver was
Yeah, Sector
incredibly
1 there
slow
has
and
no overtakes.
kind of willing him through.
It's just not a place that you would do it. But I can see Ralphon
Yeah.
gets. I would never go down that left-hand side at that turn.
No.
Nope.
There's only one place to overtake in Sector 1, and that's Turn 1. There's no other place. If I'm stuck behind you, I'm going to ride behind you until Sector
You
2.
can do it in that little place. They go round that corner. If you position yourself well, you can kind of get the undercut into the top of the hill. But it requires a lot
Yeah.
of faith in the person you're racing with.
Yeah.
Remember that time I
to
tried it
give
with
you enough
CHM and it
space.
didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glocky's thought he was doing the right thing, and Ralphon's just got up his inside, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's what
I
we're
wouldn't
saying
like
then.
to have had it done to me, particularly. I don't think I would have
Yeah.
been.
I mean, I'd have
Two
done
in-
the same. Yeah.
I mean, I'd have probably appealed
enamoured.
it as well with that situation.
Yeah.
Especially as soon as you watch another 2 cars going by you and then have to stay off the track because you realise more's coming by you.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're saying?
I would say racing incident.
I think I'm going to have to as well. As much as I want to say Ralcon should never have been going up the inside there, he did. He made it. You shouldn't really do it. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
None of you guys would do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he
I would
done it.
against AI.
If you guys want a driving clinic, watch me and Dastardly at Australia. That's how you
see
drive
last
next
night.
over the entire lap. Or last night, yeah.
I can't even remember where we've done that. Was it through turn 1, 2, 3, side by side, flat out?
Yeah, and then I think it was through the part at Sector 2 where it's the left, the right, and then I think through the double right-hander right there before you go into Sector 3 in the S's.
Not even a touch, all the way through. It was just
Yep.
pew, pew, pew.
Oh
Two
yeah, it
cars
was
out the
fun.
other side.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
So there's one more then at 5:35 in your video, Dastardly.
Yeah, because Lee's has become defunct.
And
5:35 on mine.
Is that the one on YouTube?
Was that in highlights?
No, it's up in highlights.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Oh, good God, that was Chewy and
Glocky was tailing him.
like I was not expecting Chewy to go flying across.
I'm not even there yet. I'm coming.
Said 5:35.
5:35.
Chewy gets past Glocky on the left. Glocky moves over and just taps him. I think. It's difficult to say without Glocky's point of view, which obviously he hasn't posted.
Yeah, I wondered about that because he managed to post the rest.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Ooh, yeah, because I
Yano's
came
car
past
is in
it.
just the right place so you can't see fucking anything.
What are we looking for?
Halfway down the DRS straight, you'll see Chewie perform a maneuver.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see.
Like he gets
Jesus.
flown out to one side onto the grass and then spins.
Yarna would have had a good view of that.
So would Glocky.
Yeah, and Glocky's not put it up. I mean, I know he apologised and whatnot, but... And Chewie said he waited up for him.
Oh,
What a weird place to have a crash down the straight.
I know, really.
Now, Glocky obviously records his races, so I wonder if he uploaded the full race and just hasn't posted it. Just have a quick look.
Surely if Glocky's posted up an apology, it's pretty much admitting
Yeah.
He hasn't posted his
You
full
done
race
wrong.
either, so...
The other thing that
There's just no need to go left.
Chewie did
Well, there's
mention,
a whole big wide track there.
Yeah, and yeah, there's no need to go left at all.
Oh, that's Chewie. Of all people, the man that doesn't get involved in anything.
I know.
Yeah, whenever you say that, that's just tempting fate.
I know.
to that part
That's
of
why I
it.
keep telling him a corner cut, because one day he might.
Yeah, causing a race incident, I guess.
Yeah. He did wait up as well, so
Like,
okay, true.
Chewie luckily avoids any damage, because the track's so wide. He just loses, like, 3 or 4 places.
ruins his tyres.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that.
I've got a funny feeling he pitched not long after it, but you'd have to
Yeah, I
look at
wouldn't
my
be surprised.
You'd have to look at my video to see what it is, but he does pit early. I'm sure he does.
I bet his rears are up to 120 at the end of that.
So we're saying.
I'd say Glocky, a couple of points for causing a race incident.
I agree.
I know it's a bummer and it's an accident, and he said sorry, but he's still done it. Or what I'm tempted to say these days is he's car done it.
Yeah.
Cool. Do we have... Does anybody have any bans as a result of today?
I'm just looking.
I swear Ralcon already had some points for something.
Yeah, I think he. Yeah, Austria. I know when him and Yarno.
Oh yeah, that most spectacular of crashes.
Yeah.
He had
I'm
6
getting there.
points at Austria. So that he's on 10 points, so he's not got a ban today, but he's not far off. To be fair, Ben's points from Japan need to come off because Japan's gone. That needs to change.
I think Lee mentioned he was getting close to a ban.
Yeah, Lee's got a few. He's on 10.
So he now gets 4. They come off. They come off. They come off. Yeah. Cool. So Lee gets 2. Glocky gets 2. Yeah, Noah's in danger of getting a ban today then.
Good.
That's everything. There's nothing in AL2 or 3, is there?
There's one in AL2.
Can I appeal my
mine out too.
What, there isn't one?
Mine.
There is. Okay. I was going to say, can I appeal my shit pace at AL2?
Can I appeal putting on enters in the completely sunny weather?
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah. Ruining my race.
That did really race. I couldn't believe you
Yeah.
did it. When me and Chewie was gobsmacked when you went in.
Oh,
I reckon you did
know.
it deliberately to get some sympathy.
oh
Who's
yeah.
that in the sound bar?
I'm trying to look for the pity party.
I could have a race win, but I'll have
Oh no, is that the Sauber on the left or the Williams?
I'll let someone else win.
Williams.
Oh god, it's
Yeah,
another turn
Williams.
1. Could you not have picked a better corner to do this out?
Just plows into the back of Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
It's the initial first dunt that I'm appealing.
Is it Briz or CHM?
I think it was CHM.
DHM, Briz wasn't there, was he?
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Oh, I'd say CHM calls all of that. He piles into them.
I mean, CHM
Yeah.
records. I think his lack of footage is kind of damning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easily done there, especially with it all, everyone concertinaing up and stuff. Like, I'll have a quick look on my footage, see if you can see how different, but I doubt it.
Still driver error.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there is
I think I wrote all the time frames up of everybody's videos. There's about 3 or 4 of them.
quite a few videos of it, yeah.
Choose your pick.
I just like how you make it completely out, like no damage, Chris.
I get
In the middle of the sandwich and no damage.
I get bumped and sandwiched around, but don't actually get any damage whatsoever.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got blamed for the collision with you as well.
Yeah, I didn't even know
But-
there was a collision with you until after the race when I checked the race director. If it came to it, we could have appealed it.
Everyone was making it through that corner until CHM plowed into the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
Really
that's a
just,
fairly clean cut.
mental error.
4 points,
Yeah.
turn 1.
It's one of the easier decisions for to do.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. Bye, guys.
I think there might be a problem in the license. I'm going to have to check it.
With
CHM.
Oh.
I think he's got 2 points already.
But it was from AL3.
is that what the
That's why there's a
asterisk
little
is?
star. That's why there's a little star beside it, so I can remind myself what it's for.
Yeah, it was in AL3, but I think it.
Carries over, does it not?
The
Yep.
points carry on. Yeah, it doesn't matter what race you do something in. The license points.
It's a case of because he's racing in both. Which one does he get a qualifying ban for?
His
Yeah,
next
that was
race, would it
the
not
question.
be his next
Yeah.
race?
I think I said this
Yeah,
to
but we can allow both.
Chaos the other day that it technically applies to the round, not the race. So it would be from. Like saying both sounds really harsh, but
Yeah.
because obviously he's going to want to take it at AL2, not AL3, because AL3 he's leading, whereas AL2 he's kind of languishing down the bottom a little bit.
Yeah, but then equally, it's just like he could serve his penalty in AL3, but then drive out in AL2 and cause more chaos. No pun intended. And then,
Definitely pun intended.
and then, just do you know what I mean? You could constantly cause chaos in AL2, but then serve them in AL3. So I agree with the round thing. He should have, if he wants to race both, he should have a quali ban for both. Because obviously this is a slightly unique situation where.
Yeah, I think it should probably be both, and a rule should be added to say just to clarify it for future.
Well, look,
There's nobody else in the league is getting to do anything like this apart from CHM, Briz,
Mikey.
and
And
Mikey.
But
But-
just in future as well. Like if someone reserves in AL1
Yeah.
and they,
I think
because
it would
we've
be
already said
given
that you get any points, then it carries over.
I think they're the lucky ones that they're getting to do it twice a week. The choice is theirs. So
Yeah.
if he's on a quali ban, I just think it should be this week he's on a quali ban.
For both rounds.
Instead of it being specific.
Basically, that's my
Yeah.
my view on it. Just
Yeah.
because nobody else gets to do
I'd
this.
agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, is this incident that has been happened in AL2, his next AL2 race, he's not being punished for it. Or penalised. should I say.
I mean, I think you should put in an explanation why it's both of them. Just because he's in a bit of a, I don't know if you want to call it a privileged position, but he's in a unique position where he's getting to race in two leagues, which has never happened before.
Yeah.
I'd like to race in 2 leagues.
I'll be there for 3 on 3.
Or we'll make a super alien class as well then, yeah.
I honestly
Super
thought more
easy.
people would have went for the PL League just for the sake of switch everything off and let's go have
I'd
laughs.
love to, I just don't think I could do ABS without ABS on these pedals.
Traction would be my problem, I think.
I think when this game came out, I turned everything off and tried it, and I think more than anything, it wasn't even the brakes, it was the traction.
I'd love a Classics League.
Just in the RB10. Cool, is that everything then?
Is there no AL3?
Don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so, no. Also, remind me to stream this rather than record it next week, so I don't have to manually upload it.
Oh yeah.
So that's well done.
To be fair as well, if I stream it, and if anyone is interested, they can actually watch and hear what's going on, rather than attend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'll do that next
Have we
week.
stopped recording?
Not yet, no, I'm going to do it in a minute. Are we done though, yeah?
I think so.
Cool.
Yep. I think so.